Germany number 8, Golf number 8, November, Oscar, Florida.
Golf 8 November. Tango Echo Delta. We're located 12 miles northwest of Leicester. I'll give you a report next.
Evening folks, and welcome back to the WTF, and today we've got something a bit interesting for you. It's a Malahite DSP SDR software defined radio. Now there's quite a few of these software defined radios that you can pick up. Most of them consist of little black boxes which you connect to your PC, and there's not that many which come with a little built-in screen, which this one does. This is actually quite a cheap one, and I think in terms of value for money it's not too bad. So I bought this a week or two ago from eBay or AliExpress, one or the other, and it's made in China like all these things are, and as I understand it, I think there's some Russians or a Russian internet group who's been promoting these, and I think there is possibly some sort of free software and things like that which you can use on these to improve them. So a bit like open source things like you have for things like Arduino. So these things could actually be quite useful. And what I thought I'd do is just sort of give you a quick preview of one of these and see what it's like. So as you can see, you've got it's sort of quite a small unit. That's a screwdriver in comparison. You've got some optical encoders which control the frequency and the volume, and you've got a touch screen in the middle. Obviously the touch screen is a bit well, it's not like an iPhone or anything. It's not sort of that sort of sensitive, so you generally have to press everything quite hard. You've got a bit of a plasticky case there, and on this side there's a little connection, a USB-C for connecting to a computer for recharging, and also for any software upgrades, things like that, I guess. You've got an SMA connection there for the aerial, and there's a start button here which will reset it on the side there, and there's also a socket for earphones. It's got a built-in speaker, which is actually, for what it is, quite pokey. So what I'll do is I'll fire it up. There's a switch on the side here which is really small. They could have made this a bit bigger actually. Switch it on. Takes a few seconds to boot up.
Wait to service to your table behaviour. Oh, okay, no, I think they're doing it.
So I've got this tuned up to 80 meters. So we've got it listening to some amateur radio stations there on single sideband. Now to change frequency, you only have to tap it on here. As I said, it's a bit clunky. There we go, it changes frequency like that. So this is it's a little bit on the clunky side in terms of the frequency. You can actually change it by tapping on this display as well, but again, you need a few taps to do it. We've also got, there's a menu setting down there, and we've got settings for the hardware, the clock, the LCD, and the audio. And to get out of this, I have to press the start button, and it comes back on again. I think that's a bit of an annoying thing, but anyway, small price to pay considering how much these are, which is about £120, which isn't, as I said, for an SDR with a screen, it's probably not too much. Just turn it down a bit. If you want to change band, again you have to press it on the screen. You've got all the amateur bands there, and the mode generally changes. It seems to be fixed. The mode is indicated here, and on 80 meters it's the lower sideband, which is what everybody uses. And you can actually change the the mode by shifting the band. So for instance, on general receive, we've got 75 meters, 52 meters, etc, etc. Now these settings here automatically come on AM, and I haven't, it doesn't appear to be, from what I can tell just looking at it, an easy way to change the mode on this receiver. So if you want to listen to you know, the amateur frequencies, it's all well and good. You know, it's all pretty well set up, but you know, sometimes on 80 meters, for instance, there are AM stations, so you'd have to change back to the sort of general receiving band select in order to change your mode. I mean, I might be wrong. If anybody knows anything different, please leave a comment below. But that's what I've sort of fathomed out for the moment. Let me just see if I can get the screen up again. So these things, as again, they're supposed to cover from 50 to 200 megahertz, 50 kilohertz to 200 megs, and I understand that you can, again, with the software, I presume, you can increase the coverage to 1 gigahertz, but I'm not entirely sure how to do that at the moment, having just had it for a day or so. So for an SDR receiver, you know, for the value for money, it's actually pretty good. I mean, you can probably, obviously there are better ones which you can connect up to the computer, but for a sort of built-in single unit with a screen, I think it's not too bad actually, and I think you could probably use this as part of a receiver if you were building a transceiver project, for instance, save you having to build a separate receiver. So there's a lot of potential. I think once I get the USB adapter, which I've ordered, I'm going to connect this up to a computer and see what else we can do with it. I think the display would probably do with just making it a bit longer, because it tends to sort of go black after a while to save the batteries. The batteries, incidentally, are lithium ion rechargeable, and I'm not 100% sure how long they're going to last for. I mean, I've been playing around with this sort of on and off for most of the day, and the battery's about half charged, so you probably get a reasonable amount of charge out of them. So there we are. That's the Malahite DSP SDR. Not bad for the money, I suppose. Don't expect too much, but I think it's for an SDR receiver in one contained unit, I think it's actually not too bad. So thanks for watching, and look forward to the next video.